take two. Let's try this again, shall we? So we've got 8 minutes left. Just over 8 minutes left. We've got Rebel of Hackett that's just set a time of 1:09.7, and then Evan, who's still in the pits, is yet to set a time. Everyone else currently has. Setter's out of qualifying as next and goes even quicker than he did previously with a 1:08.275. Yeah, Setter's is out. He apparently lost his wheel on the straight and has unfortunately DNF'd in qualifying. So that's unfortunate for the Alpine driver. Next across then, it is an Alfa Romeo. That's not an Alfa Romeo, that's a Haas. Alfa Romeo Guna is Irish Dingle just coming in the pits. That's fair enough. Everyone coming in the pits up to now. We've got an Aston Martin. Is that Athanasius? Is that Athanasius? No, Athanasius is Berserk coming into the pits. Mikey out on his lap. Mickey Lauda coming into the pits then. Mikey very low in the RF, I'm assuming this is a lap. But he's going in the pits as well. Do the drivers know something I don't, or is it just coming in for fresh tyres? We've got Stuart Wazza and Brandon currently out on a lap. On an out lap, Jordan was just about to finish. No, he's not going to set this one. I think he's going to dive into the pits, and he does. So, same with Wazza. Now as he's the only driver currently out on the track that's on a lap. Marginal improvement in sector 1 then. Oh, and he's invalidated it. That's unfortunate. Stewart is just starting his lap, as is Brandon in the car behind him. Back catch that sector 1. And he's going slow again. Interesting. Brandon then slightly down on his time in sector 1. Can he make improvements on sector 2 and 3 and make an improvement overall to his time? Only a few tenths in it has to be expected. Currently on a 1:08.9. Paul is 1:08.2. So 7 tenths to find if he wants to challenge the Paul here. Across the line then, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 1:08.9, so it's a marginal improvement of about half a tenth, but it does he's moving up to P12. So Stewart going for it again after doing a second lap on his tyres. Marginal improvement in sector 2 for Wazza. That early invalidation at the end of sector 1 will have helped him gain a little bit of ERS back for the follow-up run. And he's going to send it to the pits. Marginal improvement for Stuart as well. as we've got NXX just coming to the start of Sector 2. Maridappa's just starting his lap as well. I believe... No, good. This is a slow one. So we'll stick on the NXX. So, Brandon, 1.8 down. He'll not be setting that either. So we'll stick on with the NXX. Comes to the end of his lap. Half a second down, that's not going to be an improvement. Unless of course finds something in this improvement. Look at that, guys in terms of Reliant and NXX both at the same time as NXX dives it into the pits once again. And 3,000 behind them. That battle for 8 to 11 is just so tight. There's 4,000 in it. Incredibly close stuff. But we've got Kazingo 2 tenths up. If it keeps like this, we might have another guy in the battle for 8 to 11. And Kazingo throws it into 8 with a 1.8661. So a few tenths off. A few hundredths off, I should say. As we've got a few people on that, let's see. Closer to the line then. It will be the search just set a time, but it's not quick enough, and he's just starting his lap. I've just clocked the ERS usage. So we've got Gunnar then 2 tenths up in just going to start sector 3 as they run up to the line. Anyone in front of him, we've got just over a minute left, so this will be final attempt time. And it's a 108.581 for Gunnar, throws him up into 6th place. With Athanasiou throwing in a 108.196 into the 108.1s we go then. Is anyone going to potentially challenge a 108 dead or even into the 107s potentially? Could be possible. Xavier 10th up in sector 1. Relly at 10th up. Kazingo's retired from the session. I'm assuming that he can't get any timing. We've got Mikey improving. Jordan's just about to start his lap. We've got, looks like Maridappa's out of fuel. Just trying to get it back as safely as he can. He's got his teammate next to coming through. He is slightly down on his time in sector 2. I was going to say at the end of sector 2. The next one dives into the pits. We've got a couple of people finishing. Everyone else then, it is now or never. August 13th, we've got Relly into the top 5 with a 108.557. The other McLaren of Mikey can improve. 108.579 throws up into 8. We've got NXX improving. Rainman, what can he do? A 109.039 keeps him last for now. Wazza just about to come across the line, so 108.917 puts him 18th. So we've got NXX, we've got Relia just finished, we've got Maridappa run out of fuel, so we are on NXX, who's just finished the time with 108.535, and that is it for qualifying. I believe that everyone is now either in the pits or finished. So it is the Aston Martin of DK and Athanasiou on top. Showing the pace fairly consistently in qualifying, in fairness to him, and has got pole position here. It's just a case of can he convert it into the race. But having said that, the full rundown of qualifying, then we've got DK Athanasiou in on pole position with a 108.196. Nexton in the Ferrari second with a 108.275, very close, just almost 800ths of a second separating those two. Then Jordan in the McLaren with a 108.304, and then rounding out the rest of the group, we've got Maridako, Evan, NXX, Reliot, Joe, Mikey, Guna, Zetavol, Kazingle, Stewart, Brandon, Niki Lauda, Xavi, Berserk, Wazza, Hackett, and Rainman rounds out the grid. Now, I would imagine Rainman will be disappointed with that 20th place. However, I know from experience of racing him in the few in the few events I've battled him that he seems much quicker in the race than he does in qualifying, which is a testament to his racecraft and ability to make up places. So as you can see on the screen, it is indeed raining. So wet race. Not sure how long for, as I wasn't informed. However, I'm going to assume that it's going to last for the entire race, and some people may well have indeed set up for that wet race. So, just waiting for people to make their final changes. As you can maybe see on the screen, we have maybe last 5 laps drive there from Stewart. So it's going to be a majority wet race at least. Also, you've got to factor in safety cars potentially. That could lead it to being drier later on. Just depends on how many we get, if any at all. So we will just have to see. But yeah, there is your pole sitter, Athanasiou. I would imagine that everyone is on inters, but we'll just check just in case they are indeed all on inters. Doesn't look heavy enough to be wet. If you started on dry tyres in this, you're a madman. I'll put it that way. So McLaren, yeah, the McLaren of Jordan having a very good qualifying. His teammate, not so much Brandon, down in 14th. So he'll be hoping to make some places up. But the Ferraris of Nexton and Maridako, formidable team it's looking like. Currently P2 and P4 to start things off. As we've had a message saying the Lion Mark says 20 minutes of light rain. Which I don't think I believe in the slightest, because the amount of times that Mark has said something like that and then been completely wrong is very much a problem. So we will wait and see how this develops. Three, 4, 5 red lights. And we're underway. Looks like a good start for Athanasiou and Maridako. everyone reasonably holding position here. Is it going to stay clean and tidy at turns 1 and 2? It looks like it has no major issues, and we head down to turn 4. Oh, and we've got 3 cars out of the back. Feel like a bit of commentator's curse there, as 3 cars have ended up out on lap 1. As I'm not entirely sure what happened. I'm assuming we'll get an update fairly shortly as to what happened, but I'm going to imagine that there's some not very happy drivers currently. After that, it was Hackett, Berserk and Nicky Lauda, all 3 out before they even got to turn 4. Safety car is out as expected, considering 3 drivers are out in wet conditions. So the biggest movers and shakers then. Got TGL Stewart, Rainman, both 3 positions gained from that. Lazar and Xavi gaining 2, Mikey Joe and NXX gaining 1 as well. But unfortunately for Evan Brandon lost 1, Reliant lost 2, and Gunners lost 3 positions following that opening lap. Looks like a nasty incident for the drivers involved. So then the question is, can the people that have benefited from this capitalise and put the positions that they've gained to good use? Obviously not a lot Rainman can do being at the back, but in terms of positions gained anyway, would gain them naturally. But now it's a case of can he push on, being from a rolling start, as the safety car will go in, I would assume, at the end of this lap. But Afanasiu still leading, Nixon still second. The top four is as you were. We've got NXX gaining. Evan losing, but then Joe Mikey gaining, Reliant losing the 2 positions to the guard in front of him. TGL Stewart up to 10th, Settervall in 11th, maintaining position. Gunner will definitely be looking to make those places back from 13th. I'm sure, I'm confident he's got the pace to do it, as safety car is indeed in this lap. So then all eyes on Afanasiu, and whether he's going to go quickly or whether he's going to hold people up until right at the last minute. Range still coming down fairly quickly, so no signs of it getting any lighter just yet. I would have thought, but safety car will indeed be fully in now. And then Athanasiou goes as we have a car in pits. So who have we got that's just dived into pits? It's NXX. I'm wondering if he lost. Wonder if he got some damage there on the restart. Maybe not too. Yeah, wondering if NXX got some damage as to whether he chose to pit then. Nevertheless, Athanasiou seems to have got away quite well. Just over a second gap. Obviously, DRS will not be enabled in a couple of laps' time, as he never does it in interest conditions. But Jordan right on the back of Nexton there will be looking to potentially make the pass. So we'll stick with it as it's getting closer and closer. Goes down the inside. Can he make it stick into turn one? He's ahead. Oh, a little bit of contact, a little bit of argy-bargy, and Jordan's got past and left the space for Maridako to get into to pass Nexton. So Nexton losing 2 positions in the space of a couple of corners. Now Mikey's making up positions up to P6, and the few in behind all seemingly getting a reasonable start off the safety car. As we had a battle through Jinsao between Zettervall and Gunnar, and unfortunately Zettervall's lost 3 places as a result of it going wide. Unfortunately, it's down in 14th, where meanwhile his teammate DJ Stewart has made his way up to 8th from 13th. Again, another person that sometimes doesn't get it quite right in qualifying, but in the race, when he's locked in, he can definitely have a strong showing. As NXX on brand new Inters sets the fastest off of the race at 17.5, and is looking to make that gap up following hitting at the end of the safety car. Meanwhile, up front, we've still got Athanasiou. The gap's closed a little bit following Jordan passing Maridako and Nexton. So can Jordan close the gap even further and look at taking Athanasiou on? Meanwhile, a bit further down, we've got Kazingo right on the back of Stewart. Oh, and Kazingo. Oh, that's gutting for the Alfa Romeo. Very close to the back of Stewart through Jinsao, and has unfortunately lost the back end by the looks of things, and he's just slid him off track. Evan then back up in 5th after NXX pitting. Gets him up as there's a battle between Brandon and Rainman. Brandon keeping the position. Rainman currently up 5 from the start. Meanwhile, Xavi and Stewart almost side by side. Brilliant action here. Lots to focus on. As Xavi does indeed get the place from Stewart, who has a little bit of a wobble, and that invites Gunnar right on the back of Stewart. Meanwhile, you've got Wazza and Zettervold. Oh, bit of contact between Gunnar and Wazza in front, and Zettervold's got past them both. That was almost very dangerous there for the between the Williams and the Alpha. As Wazza then gets Zettervold back. On the run down to turn 4. Zettervold then, last of the late breakers, manages to get the position back from Wazza. As Stewart once again was trying to get past Xavi, as the Alpine's currently in a Williams sandwich. Question is, are the Alpines going to be able to work together here, as Zettervold's really close to the back of Stewart. Meanwhile, Gunnar still sticking with that pack just in front of him, as Stewart gone wide. Stewart has indeed gone wide. Wazza gets through, but he's sticking in the back of him. Manages to get back to turn 1 by the looks of things, and Zettervold tries an audacious dive into turn 1, gets it all crossed up, and Xavi re-takes the position back. Meanwhile, further up front we've got Maranatha and Nexton fairly close to each other. Jeff around 3.5 tenths and dropping. Not sure who's going to take the back here, but we will keep our eye on that just in case we have to go back to it. Meanwhile, this battle for P9 is still reasonably feisty, as Dina's now got her own Wazza, and I've had a touch in the back from. Wazza has touched the back of Gunnar and unfortunately taking damage from it. As now Brandon taking evasive action to not crashing into the back of him, which invites the two guys behind to then overtake Wazza. If he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, that's it's unfortunate for the Williams, who was doing pretty well to stick with the pack for P9-ish, as a gap starting to form between P8 and P9. The rain still continuing to pour here, as Evan doing well in P5, has maintained position from the start, and and it's just half a second behind Maranatha, so we'll be looking for that pretty soon. There's gaps starting to form now in that battle for the low point fame positions. Do it a little bit wide there. Gunnar getting the power down. Is he going to be able to make the pass? Gunnar going wide there. Almost lost that, losing a little bit of time. Stewart looks to get past his teammate into turn 1. He's not going to let him have it easy though. A little bit of contact, but nothing doing in terms of damage between the two Alpines. I'm off letting teammates fight, but when it's for the sake of 1 point, If your teammate faster, just let him through, get the point for the team. And Vettel also does just that by going wide, but unfortunately left Jonas at the same time. Back up towards the front then. You've got Evan and Mikey just behind Maridaka. Gaps of 6 and 7 tenths. So the battle for P3 hotting up as well, with the cars behind next to just separated by roughly 1.7 seconds. Quick eventually become a situation where you're holding up a little bit. So yeah, as I said, gaps starting to form, but Kazingle has entered the chat in terms of this battle for P10. Manages to get past Zetterball with a little bit of argy-bargy, as you'd probably describe it. But now the Alpine's creating an Alfa Romeo sandwich. So that is anything going to finally happen with this battle for P4. Well, P3 actually, but 4, 5 and 6 very close behind. A lot of discussions in the cool down room about what happened on lap 1. Would have to obviously see it back on myself, so I can't really comment on it at this current moment. But Stuart's now got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Could really do with a safety car then to get rid of that early. Or maybe as it's sitting onto dry tyres, that'll probably go. But not ideal in the slightest. As was a 3-second penalty. Now Evan closed the gap to just over, well, had closed the gap to just over 3 tenths. A little bit loosey-goosey out of Team Salon to run down to the start finish line. But keeping the gap fairly consistent to gives me that fairly consistent to Maridaka, as they all are. As Evan then maybe thought about a move but backed out of it due to wanting to be cautious and keep the good position he's already got. Mikey lurking behind didn't make sense to dive in and potentially cost multiple people their race. And Brainman is currently gaining 8 positions off start as slowly meandering his way up to the point of fame positions, currently P12. It's about a second away from Guna, and looking fairly strong, I have to say. As Stuart following the pit is continuing to close the gap on Wazza by the looks of things. But Mikey has got past Evan as Evan pits and gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So Evan then